For years, we've all been hearing about it, waiting for it. One of the biggest document releases in recent memory, the Jeffrey Epstein files. Well, let's imagine it's December 2025, and after all that time, they've finally been released. But the second they dropped, it sparked this huge, crucial question. After all the buildup, all the hype, did this massive data dump actually give us the truth we were promised? Or did it just leave us with even more questions than when we started? Let's get into it. So, to really get why people reacted the way they did, you gotta go back a bit. The release of these files didn't just happen out of the blue. Nope, it was the result of years of intense public pressure, people demanding a full, unvarnished look into Epstein's world. And the goal was pretty simple, right? The public wanted to uncover the full extent of his network. Who was he connected to? How on earth did he get away with it for so long? Just how far did his influence really reach? It was a demand for answers, plain and simple. So what are these Epstein files we keep talking about? Well, officially, it's a massive collection of records. We're talking court documents, photos, investigative notes, all connected to Epstein and his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. The U.S. Justice Department had to release them thanks to a mandate from Congress. Okay, so the moment finally arrived. The files are out. So what in the world was actually inside this mountain of documents we've been waiting for? And I mean, we are talking thousands and thousands of pages here. The release included a ton of stuff: unseen photographs, official court records, inventories of evidence, investigative reports, and even some really bizarrely specific details, like references to Ayurveda and certain massage techniques. Kind of weird. But you know what really grabbed everyone's attention? The photos. These pictures show Epstein, over a span of decades, just casually hanging out with this incredible list of powerful people, politicians, A-list celebrities, titans of industry, you name it. And this is a huge but. There's a critical piece of context that came with all this. Just being in a photo with Jeffrey Epstein does not mean you were involved in his crimes. Let's be real, he deliberately surrounded himself with famous and powerful people. That was his whole brand. It was like a shield. And that, of course, extends to some really big names in politics. The documents do confirm interactions with high-profile figures like former Presidents Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. But to be crystal clear, the files as they were released do not make any allegations of misconduct against them. And this is where the story takes a sharp turn. This is the part that turned all that anticipation into just, well, widespread frustration. The redaction controversy. I mean, imagine waiting years to read a book, you finally get it, and you open it up to find whole pages, even chapters, just completely blacked out with a marker. That's pretty much what happened here. Huge sections of text were redacted, and hundreds of pages were nothing but solid black bars. So you basically had two totally different stories emerge from this. On one side, you had lawmakers from both parties just slamming the release, saying it withheld any kind of meaningful transparency. But the official line from the Justice Department was that these redactions were legally necessary, mainly to protect the identities of victims. So if the files weren't the bombshell list of new names everyone was hoping for, then what did they actually accomplish? What was the point? Well, let's start with what they didn't do. As of now, these documents have not revealed a new list of criminal accomplices, and they haven't led to any big new prosecutorial breakthroughs. But what they did do, well, that's arguably just as important. They officially confirmed some really sobering truths. They laid out in black and white Epstein's incredible access to wealth and power. They documented the sheer scale of his social network. And maybe most importantly, they highlighted the massive failures in the justice system that allowed him to escape real accountability for so long. So yeah, if you were thinking this big document drop was going to be the final chapter in the Epstein story, think again. It feels a lot more like the beginning of something else. And this story is far from over. You've still got lawmakers pushing for more documents to be released. You have journalists who are digging through every single page looking for clues. And, of course, you have the public still waiting for some real clarity to emerge from all these shadows. Which really leaves us with this final question, doesn't it? After all that waiting, did this release, with all its blacked out pages and unanswered questions, actually close a chapter? Or did the sheer amount of stuff that's still hidden just kick off a brand new one?